many working women face that we are not able to talk about what I need. Women go through their menstrual periods, and uh, some women have a tough time,
Yeah, they do.
but who's asking her? And sometimes women are asked that, क्या है नौकरी करते हो, isn't family more important? So IQ can be learned.
Mm,
This is all bookish.
mm.
But EQ cannot be learned. She's not the most important person in her own life.
Yes, yes.
She's the last. I learned that you can't heal anybody.
Mm.
You can just help that person to see her own worth. Something that makes you really happy or really sad is what you are. I realize that emotions are actually the prayers of your soul. You have to feel it to heal it.
Wow.
No, if you don't feel, you can't heal. Just thrive. Like, it's not. Don't put everything on your head. If I have not done anything wrong to somebody, I am taken care of.
Hi, Mita, and welcome to the About Her show, a show where we get trailblazing women to share the story of their lives with us. To tell us about their struggles, their challenges, ups and downs, all of it, so that not only do they get a platform to showcase themselves, but they also help us inspire other women. Women who are listening in, who have dreams, ambitions, but for some reason are not able to follow those dreams. And then, along with women, we also get men on the show because we believe that for a truly gender inclusive world, men and women need to be allies in this journey.
Right.
Now, when I, saw your profile, looked at it, read about what you've done in life, what you're currently doing, and also met you the other day, I was, actually quite impressed because I felt that, many times in life we feel certain things are not going the way they should, or we have not reached a particular milestone that we wanted to. So, what should we do? It needs a lot of courage, I think, a lot of tenacity, a lot of resilience to be able to get out of a tight spot and then think of doing something else, which may have been driven by it, but is completely different, altogether. So obviously, I want me and my listeners to know more about you. So once again, a very, very warm welcome to you and waiting to listen to you to hear about your journey.
Hey, thanks, Sangeeta. I was looking forward to, coming on to your show. And I heard so much about you through some people whom you know and I know.
Yeah.
And I think you're doing a great job, for all the women. It's like a voice that you are helping them to reach out to the world. And when you told me that you're going to do the show with me, I was so excited that I was having my nervous energy, because because I don't know, there's so much to talk about,
Yes.
so you kind of sometimes overspill. So
Hmm.
I have to cut down myself and come to the ground and be very precise. And I get very excited when anybody asks me about my life journey so far.
Right.
There's so much that has happened.
Correct.
And if I can in any way impact even like few women here and there, I'll be very happy to know that in my life.
Right. Right.
So I'm very,
Oh,
very
you will be
happy.
able to. I'm sure. I'm sure. So fine, let's get started. Yes, let's dive in. So okay. So before we actually get into your work and all that, so I want to know that before the corporate titles and leadership roles, who was Mita Chaudhury as a young woman? And what early experiences shaped the way you see people and relationships today?
So let me start with my childhood actually. So
Okay.
I am a army officer's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So my father was a colonel in the army. So pampered, loved, you know, I mean, anything one would ask for was given to me, and a lot of love was showered. I was the eldest in the family. I'm the first child. So the family, my mom, my father, I have two other brothers younger to me. So we were always taught about, valuing the other human being.
Mhm.
So, respecting them, always be polite. That was something that my father was always telling us, because we are surrounded with, drivers and orderlies and everything.
Mhm.
So my dad was the kind of person who would always say that, you can't talk to him like this.
Yeah.
So go and say sorry, if we would ever raise our voice to any of the people who are working with. From my mother I learned a lot of things like family, bonding, hard work and all that.
Mm.
I lost my father at a very young age, so
Mm.
I was in class 8th. So
Oh,
the life obviously changed very soon,
yeah.
but I think those fundamentals and the foundation which I had with him, uh, you know uh, is still with me.
Mm.
And from my mother I learned a lot of, like never say never again, never say die, the spirit of survival. All these things I have taken from my mom,
Mm.
because she obviously, her whole life changed after my father passed away, and we are three children, so like a lot of struggle.
Correct.
But I have seen that struggle along with her, but she was not bitter about it.
Mm.
She had to face life and bringing us up and all that. So I think that has also been a very important part of my growing years.
Right.
All these things have been my foundation, and I think somewhere in my career, it has helped me to be grounded.
Right.
And
Right.
it had also taught me that nothing is really permanent. So to get attached to the chair and the position is not forever.
Right.
So those things were some of my learnings, from my early childhood and to my corporate life.
Hmm. So, yeah, interesting because so right that, the early years of our life, the foundation, the
Yeah,
values, the beliefs which are taught to us by our parents, which we imbibe from
yeah,
them, they
yeah,
actually are the building blocks of our life going forward because we build
absolutely.
everything around those. So, yeah, I can
Yeah,
clearly see that the way you were raised, the way you were brought up has had an impact on the person that you are today.
yeah.
Now moving to your work life, your corporate life. Now, as I understand, you spent decades at organizations like Tupperware, EMR, MGF, and then the Taj Group. Now, tell
Yeah.
me, what did those environments teach you about people beyond processes and performance?
I think I have been very lucky.
Hmm.
Firstly, I never had to apply for a job.
Okay.
So yeah, universe was, I think, supporting me.
Hmm.
So my first job was, by the way, the Taj Group of Hotels,
Okay.
and my foundation actually of the corporate world started with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been lucky to have great bosses. I used to handle a lot of clients, corporate clients, and somewhere my values kind of matched the Tatas. About respecting the other person.
Mm-hmm.
The job is a responsibility, it's not just a job.
Yeah.
So the whole tagline of the Taj used to be that home away from home.
Mm-hmm.
That used to be the Tata's tagline for the Taj. So how do you make the client comfortable?
Hmm.
So it's not about you and your job, you have to think of the client. So
Right.
everything was beyond you.
Hmm.
It's not you focus at all. So the service mindset came from there.
Okay.
Like you have to serve. That's why they are coming to you. And also to build yourself as a reliable partner.
Right.
Like the clients and the corporates should rely on you, so you have to make yourself trustworthy. It's not that it's just about business. So
Hmm.
my relationship building
Hmm.
started with the Taj Group of Hotels, and I don't think it could be any better place.
Right. Right.
So dealing with people, because every corporate was different, they came from a different value system, they came from the different mindsets, but that gave me the whole spectrum, that one customer had different needs, the other customer had different needs. So you had to understand those dynamics. So
Right.
I think the Taj Group gave me a lot of this expansive experiences to deal with, you
Hmm.
know. So I it pushed me, but it also taught me a lot, that
Hmm.
it was not just about the numbers. That was the great thing about the Taj. It's
Right.
not just about numbers. It is like, they were very, very possessive about the clients they have.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
won't allow the clients to go to any other hotel.
Correct. Correct.
But that was my foundation time, and then Tupperware was coming into India, so that phase was my growth phase, I can say.
Hmm. Hmm.
So if I have to really divide, both these companies were totally diverse, right?
Hmm.
With the Taj, I used to go to the corporate houses, dealing with the CEOs or the CXOs. And here's completely different,
Hmm.
that in Tupperware, I had to go and meet the housewives who
Right.
were not at all at that time,
Hmm.
professional, or time was not a big thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was a contrast. But I think Tupperware period of mine of setting up the business in India was my very uh, satisfying period for me,
Okay.
because there I saw the other side of the world,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? Uh, that's where I would say it touched me,
Hmm.
my soul.
Right.
Okay. So I realized that how women actually from any smaller town or villages or tier 2, tier 3 cities were no different from any metro women.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
The aspirations were there, the desires were there, but they were not able to speak. They
Hmm.
were not able to express themselves.
Right.
One thing is whether they had the opportunity or not.
Hmm.
Okay, so initially, when Tupperware was into taking the women for conferences and all that, we used to struggle to bring them out of their homes,
I can.
because they are dealing with in-laws, they are dealing with husbands. They won't like their women to step out,
Yeah.
travel without the family.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
That's when we realize, oh my God, it's completely a different world.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the dreams, aspirations, and being self-worth, her own dignity, how much she could not talk
Hmm.
in that environment. So it is pretty much what is happening even in the metros.
Yeah. Yeah.
Women are not able to express, right? But it was extremely satisfying to see those same housewives earning good money, paying the fees for the children, participating in their household expenses. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
So I think these two companies have made a remarkable impression, lasting impression. And the other two jobs that I have done was pretty much in similar lines. The
Oh,
last job was with the Thai company, and the EMAR MGA was real estate, ekdam alag.
ah.
So I didn't really stay there for too long, but yes, they were all about people relations and company relations with people.
Hmm.
So performance was the key factor in my career,
Hmm.
because you are a business development person, a sales and marketing person. So my name got associated with the sales numbers,
Right.
turnover every year, the growth. So that has been my career.
So interesting because it did give you the opportunity to look beyond physical numbers into, the lives of people, into their emotions, into their dreams and aspirations. So I think overall, if you look at it, an extremely holistic experience if you just look at your entire, work life in that sense. But tell
Right.
me, when you are part of, a leadership role, you're part of a corporate environment, you generally have to stay or look very strong, very capable. Like, they say that successful professionals have to carry that label of being strong and capable. So, did
Yeah.
that label ever stop you from acknowledging your own emotional needs?
Yes,
Hmm. Okay.
because you're wearing so many hats.
Right.
A working woman, you're wearing multiple hats,
Correct.
whether at home or at work.
Hmm.
So you're not really looking at your own emotional needs.
Right. Hmm.
So I can tell you one example which is very hurting even today. I had to sometimes leave my son when he was not well. He was asthmatic when he was small.
Huh.
So one had to leave him in that state because you have already fixed up a meeting which cannot be cancelled,
Hmm.
or a travel. So
Hmm.
I think, not just me, I think many working women face that we are not able to talk about what I need,
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
what is my state right now, or to say no. you know at work, I don't think anybody understands if you say no,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? But your capabilities are first, you have to do this because that's what your job is. You're expected to do it.
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know so many a times, like a simple thing that women go through their menstrual periods, and uh, some women have a tough time,
Yeah, they do.
but who's asking her?
Hmm.
No one.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one is asking her, right? So I think, at home you have kids, you have family, you have spouse. At work you have your bosses, you have your team, you have your other colleagues. So there's a whole lot of expectations around women. It's not one thing.
Yeah, it's not.
Like, a woman can't just come and throw her bag and put the feet up and say ki, okay, bahut ho gaya, today I don't want to know what is cooking,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So, whether you are a daughter or a mom, as long as you're a daughter, you can still do it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, once you're a wife and a mother, then the whole dynamics change. So
Absolutely.
I think, you are seen to be capable of managing both. Like nowadays, a lot of people talk about, work life balance.
Hmm.
I don't think that exists.
Hmm.
It's really difficult.
It is. It is.
People
Especially
are
for
trying, maybe.
especially
Yeah,
for
women only. You talk
yes. Yes.
working women only.
Yeah.
So there are plenty full of expectations, and all the expectations are real.
Yes, they are. They are.
And sometimes women are asked that, kya hai, naukri karte ho, isn't family more important?
Yes.
And here, if you're okay, I want to give one example. I had a little coaching session with teachers.
Hmm.
So I just asked that, tell me why you became a teacher.
Hmm.
So most of them said, it's easy. You
Yes.
come home and my children fees is waived off, and I can come home with the kids and to look after the house.
Hmm.
I said, what if you were not a teacher? So somebody said, I want to become a lawyer.
Hmm.
So how these circumstances, women get this brainwashed
Yes.
by
Absolutely.
her own family,
Yes. I agree.
and mostly the mothers.
Complete, because you see, somewhere the mothers also feel that it will be an easier life for them, if they don't have so many professional obligations. But the point is, what if you don't want to become a teacher? So
That's
that
what.
is the thing, but that is what it is. Women, I
Yeah.
think, from the stage of their girlhood, adolescence, I think a lot of choices in their life are driven by these you know
Yeah.
uh, circumstances, or these conditions of what will happen, how will you take care of your family, which is very, very
Hmm.
unfair, because at the end of the day, a family consists of the husband and wife and children, so the husband should be equally responsible. But the fact of the matter is that still we are struggling to find that, because that's the way societies are, and that's why it's been happening. But I also feel, because I'm also doing my research in this space, that slowly and slowly things are looking up, and the
Yeah.
fact we're having conversations about them, as you
Yeah.
kind of spread the word and more people talk about it, it'll start getting normalized,
Yeah.
and women
I hope so.
having ambitions, dreams will not seem such a abnormal thing. Everybody will kind of get to that point, and of course I hope so, as you just said. All right. So,
Yeah.
Mita, uh, so we are, on the one hand, when we are talking about numbers and performance and everything, it is the IQ, which is, most of the time that we are referring to the intelligence quotient. But then, along with that, there is the EQ, also the emotional quotient, which I think at times is more important.
Yeah.
So tell me, was there ever a moment in your corporate journey where your intelligence, experience, and competence, you felt it had limits, and EQ became the missing piece?
Mm-hmm. Very much.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is the best question.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Hmm.
I love this question.
Hmm.
The reason is that IQ is what most corporates see when they hire you.
Right.
Your background, college, whatever.
Hmm.
EQ is always the missing piece of the puzzle,
Yeah.
right? So while it all these realizations never came when you just started your journey,
Hmm.
it has come over a period of time. These experiences has taught me so many things.
Hmm.
And in the corporate world, sometimes my own boss called up and told me that, you should know when to stop.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay. You get too involved.
Hmm.
Okay. So, you should see from a 30,000 feet,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
right? Don't get emotionally involved with situations.
Hmm.
Okay. This was told to me.
Hmm.
I wondered that if you do not understand the certain emotional disturbances that your team member is going through, how do you expect the performance from that person?
Hmm.
Right? It's easy to give a sheet of paper and say, this is your target. Now you decide how you want to meet those numbers.
Hmm.
But after all, you need a motivated team to do it.
Hmm. Correct.
Right? So, yeah, so IQ can be learned.
Hmm.
This is all bookish.
Hmm.
But EQ cannot be learned. It has to be understood. It has to be felt,
Yes.
right? So that's why you feel that there is a big difference. Now I think it's becoming better.
Hmm.
But in my 34 years of my career, I have never seen any of my bosses ever coming to me and asking, how are you feeling today, Mita?
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
question is, how are you today?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
the immediate answer is, I'm fine.
Yeah. 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 Hmm.
Like my younger son, whenever I would leave him
Hmm.
when he was not well, nobody in the organization knew about it.
Yeah.
It was your problem to handle.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
But I think I realized it soon enough.
Hmm.
The Taj had a lot of EQ.
Okay.
Yeah, they had a lot of this EQ. No, their emotional quotient of the leadership out there was very good.
Hmm.
But when you move from another company to another company, you were seeing people, their behaviors.
Hmm.
It was all very driven by numbers, how you are performing and all that, right? But I have been lucky that, my numbers were always better than what was told to me. But for that, it was not alone.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You are not working alone. These are partnerships,
Yes.
right? Anything. Your dealer is a partner who has to perform, your manager is a partner who has to perform. And if you don't know their own emotional baggages, how much time does it take for us to understand a little bit about them, right? Imagine, the thing is that if the guard of that office doesn't come, our cars can't enter
Hmm.
into the office. If the peon is absent, nobody is to give you tea in the office. So people need to be little more aware, and bring it up. IQ, EQ, they are should be at the same level, because a person can only and only perform when the EQ is healthy.
Yes. I agree. I agree.
All these things about his mental health nowadays we are listening to, nobody's talking about emotional health.
Hmm.
I feel emotional health is triggering the mental health.
Yes. Definitely.
How you are feeling today, somebody has said something, why is it so knotted up?
Hmm.
And hence, the behavior changes.
Yes.
You are irritated, you don't behave well at work, you don't behave well at home. It's all triggering, right? So
Yeah.
I think,
Again, understanding the whole picture is,
yeah, you need both.
yes, you
You
need,
need both.
yes, you can't
You
do
need
this.
both. You can't have one at 100% and the other is somewhere in the 60%. No, you need 100 and 100.
Yeah. Equal.
Because I think human beings are made with emotions. They are emotional being.
Yes,
They are
yes.
not. You cannot say that they are intellectual being.
Mm, mm.
I would say that even a dog can be intelligent. A cat also is intelligent, right? Birds are intelligent. So human beings are the emotional beings.
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
I think those things have to be understood by the corporate, and somewhere I think it's a missing link. It's a long way to go,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
I think again, from the very beginning, when we, tell our children to perform well in academics, go for it, do this, crack that exam, crack that entrance, all of that, we are pushing the children towards, IQ. As parents
Yeah,
itself, we don't talk so much about EQ. The emotional part is not, considered important enough. And in fact, in case of boys, so they cannot express their emotions only. That's even
yeah,
worse. So yeah, so it
yeah,
has kind of, it has to begin like everything else at the very beginning. So tell me,
right.
so you moved from the corporate world to a role where you are, doing this transformational role where you're talking about emotional health, you're talking about coaching and all that. So this transition obviously was a big shift. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, any other shift, I'm sure it wasn't easy because it's not like a, light ka bulb to hai nahi ki you switch it off and switch it on and, it'll happen. So tell me,
Yeah.
what fears or doubts did you personally have to work through during that transition?
So my seeking journey started somewhere in 2007 or 8.
Hmm.
Okay. So I was not very fearful.
Okay.
I was not very fearful because I think, as they say, nothing happens by chance. Coincidence कुछ नहीं होता है life में.
Hmm.
I moved from service industry to people,
Hmm.
whether it's Tupperware or Sri Thai. So these were the two main direct selling companies where it was very people centric, women centric.
Hmm.
So when you look back, you got to question that why that change happened for first time, you know. Um, and 2007, certain incidents that happened had a lot of pain.
Okay.
So when that happened, you start questioning,
Hmm.
right? So you go deeper. It is, I think, I completely believe that pain is the biggest teacher. Okay. We all say life, but in life, you are learning the most when it is the pain experience. Okay. Good or bad, whichever one, you learn. You can learn good things from pain, and you can always keep sulking and, become a victim. So for me, it happened around that time.
Hmm.
And when I start questioning, what does life really mean? Why this happened to me? These questions kind of started to dig.
Hmm.
And I started to understand that there has to be a reason why this shift has happened,
Hmm.
right? Why am I surrounded with so many women?
Hmm.
Uh, and why is it that I am feeling so elated when I see that housewife buying her first sari out of her own money?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
It gave me that kind of a joy.
Right.
And when she would call and tell me, ki, Meeta ma'am, I today went to the parlor.
Wow. Wow. Hmm.
मैंने husband से पैसे नहीं मांगे. For them, it's such a big deal.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I think somewhere it connected with me.
Correct.
And
Hmm.
as I said, pain is a big thing.
Hmm.
It's the only teacher, I think.
Hmm.
So rest are all, like betrayals will happen, people will come and go, you will not get your promotion on time, etc., etc. All these are expectations that we have from people around us,
Hmm.
right? But the transition towards my inward journey happened after a certain betrayal that happened.
Okay. Mm,
Okay. So I can say today it was good that it happened because it moved me towards maybe this became my purpose or this has become my purpose,
right,
you
right.
know. Otherwise, I kept asking, what is my purpose? Like, why am I doing all these things?
Mm, mm, mm,
So, somewhere with all this, so my journey was I learned NLP, I went to numerologist, I learned numerology, I learned all these things.
mm,
And finally, I did a full course of Heal Your Life by Louis Hay.
mm,
And I realized that, oh my God, this is something I can connect with.
right.
And people, and in my case, women, you know, they have lots and lots of relationship problem,
Yeah,
right? Not people relationship, it is money relationship, it's emotional relationship, it's all that.
correct.
And why is it that women are the maximum patients of thyroid?
Mm,
Men do not have thyroid problems.
mm.
Ah, I called up my doctor and I said, is it true? So she said, yeah, you will always hear a woman having a thyroid problem.
Yeah, yeah,
That's because you're not able to express
yeah.
your needs, your wants. So she's not the most important person in her own life.
Yes, yes.
She's the last. She will take care of everybody.
Mm,
But there is no one to ask her
yeah, yeah.
that is your legs paining or do you have a migraine? Because I used to have a lot of migraine.
Okay.
बट किसी को पता ही नहीं था.
Mm,
काम से भी आओ, फ्लाइट भी लेके आओ, कहीं डिनर पे जाना है, उसको ना नहीं बोल सकते, देन husband will sulk, friend will sulk,
yeah.
so there are many things that has helped me in this transition.
Mm,
And I was not fearful at all. In fact, I was at peace with myself.
mm.
And I think this was needed
Yes.
because this became my happy space.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, I'm very happy in this space.
Which is
So I think,
what you want ultimately, isn't it?
yeah, it's like something I didn't think,
Mm,
that I don't call myself, like a healer. I'm not.
mm, mm,
I learned that you can't heal anybody.
mm.
You can just help that person to see her own worth.
Yes, yes.
That's what many women are not seeing.
Mm.
Her own dignity. And this financial independence is a big deal. It's a
It is a
big deal.
very big deal. And I think this has to be understood by women, irrespective of where they come from. Having
I 100% with
money
you.
gives you
Hmm.
so much of choice in life, so much of, how should I say, hold over your life. I mean, if you haven't experienced it, you have absolutely no idea. And I think this is something which all mothers need to teach their daughters, that you have to be
Yeah.
financially independent come what may. I think that is so, so essential. They say, जैसे कि घुट्टी में पिलाने वाली बात है, this is something that needs to be done by all mothers, irrespective. I do.
Yes, it is. Women are getting stuck in marriages and can't leave the marriage because of this.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
can't run to their parents' house. शादी हो गई.
Yes.
Brother के साथ नहीं बनती. What so many things.
There are so many things.
Where to go?
Hmm.
Where to go? कई बार ऐसा होता है. I have seen women, especially in my direct selling days, they would come with bruises.
Hmm.
They will hide.
Yes.
They don't want to talk about their personal family life. But she comes lying.
Mm, mm,
She would lie at home to come and meet us.
I can
So
imagine.
I think, yeah, so I feel that my transition from a corporate, I was getting ready, I think, for this transition.
And you so rightly said, everything happens for a reason. It is only when we
Yeah,
look back we realize why certain things happen. At that time, they.
correct.
So, of course, we are talking about how you gradually started realizing that, you needed to transition, and emotional needs of people and your own emotional needs also became something that you needed to focus upon. So, coming to this only, My question is that how did your own relationship with emotions evolve over time? I mean, from managing teams to mentoring individuals.
So I became aware that emotional health is a very important tool,
Okay.
you know, for developing ourselves,
Hmm.
to understanding ourselves. And I realized that as a leader, there are three or four things which are important
Hmm.
in any kind of corporate world. And, the first one would be like knowing yourself,
Yes.
that who am I, is more important, because then you can, maneuver yourself um, to your best potential.
Right.
But we don't do that.
Hmm.
Like we really don't know. We always say that, okay, I am Mita, and that's where my identity ends,
Hmm.
right? But actually, that's not where it ends. It is so much more. And
Yeah.
I now can tell that something that makes you really happy or really sad is what you are.
Yeah. Hmm.
It's not about your degrees, it's not about the accolades, it's not really that.
Hmm.
Somewhere I realized that this emotional awareness is something came to me by understanding myself also first.
Yeah.
And I've not learned it alone, I've learned it through my experiences.
Of
You
course.
know,
Hmm.
the second thing is that building yourself trustworthy as a reliable worker is also very important.
Hmm.
And for that, you need to know point number one,
Yeah.
right? How you make yourself trustworthy comes from the values that you have been inculcated through your life when you were a kid.
Hmm.
No? And the third one is actually the intention. Why are you doing what you are doing? And this question was like a nail and hammer
Hmm.
for me. For
Hmm.
me, right? I would do work as if there is no tomorrow,
Hmm.
because all my jobs, fortunately, I loved my job.
Hmm.
I enjoyed it, and they became an extension of me.
Right.
I never got tired of doing my job because I felt there was a purpose behind my job, the
Hmm.
work I was doing. So this whole thing of, either knowing yourself, or, becoming trustworthy person, or you are having intention, what is the intention by what you work,
Hmm.
they are all emotionally driven,
Yes.
right? And I want to say this one line which I like to say is that I realize that emotions are actually the prayers of your soul. You
Wow.
know,
Wow.
it's like you are feeling what you are meant to feel, right?
True.
Normally, people say that, thinking is driven, that you think first and then you act first, right? I say you feel first.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You feel first and then you do your action.
Hmm.
No? So I think you have to feel it to heal it.
Wow.
No? If you don't feel, you can't heal.
Yes. Yes.
And whether you are a CEO or you're a CFO or you are a director or you are a housewife, everyone is carrying some baggage of the past,
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
right?
Definitely.
So how do you know who you are and why you are standing? Okay, so discovering this emotional awareness was a big thing for me.
Hmm.
A big, I have lost certain opportunities because people on the other side felt I was too emotionally involved in my job.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
So I was not given that promotion.
Yes, because
Anyway,
if people don't understand, then what do you do? They don't see,
yeah.
they just want a certain outcome in a certain way. And what you're looking at is something deeper, something more profound. You know, these questions, I mean, that you just mentioned, I mean, who are you? what are your beliefs and values, what is the purpose. These are very, very profound, and not everybody can relate, and not everybody, I think, will have the patience also to delve into all this. So you were actually
Absolutely.
going to something deep, which probably, people on the other side of the table didn't understand. They couldn't
Yeah.
comprehend what you were saying. So
Yeah.
tell me, Mita, when we talk about the corporate world and we talk about emotional pressures, now, as we've already spoken about it, these emotional pressures are felt more by, women,
Yeah.
because of how I say the dual burden of responsibility that they carry, both personal and professional. So tell me,
Hmm.
when it comes to you as a woman in senior leadership, specifically tell me, what emotional pressures did you feel that were rarely spoken about in corporate spaces? You have referred to
Guilt.
it earlier also, but a little more in detail. Yeah.
The big one is guilt,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I think the biggest one is guilt, followed by, I think, emotional fears of not being understood, you know, misunderstanding at home or at work, with the loved ones, because um, these are certain things that you expect the family to understand. You don't expect the work people to understand because they are not related to you.
Hmm. Hmm.
But most women face challenges even at home,
Yes.
you know. It's like reaching little late for your own child's birthday party.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah? Suddenly there's a lot of chaos happening.
Yeah.
I think guilt is a big one. Self love was missing,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know, self love was missing.
आई थिंक सेट
Um,
की तो बारी ही नहीं आती है ना.
Correct. Correct. So unspoken pressure is basically, like देर से जा रहे हो तो घर जा रहे हो तो गिल्टी फील कराते हैं लोग, घर वाले ज्यादा कराते हैं,
Yes.
यू नो
Hmm.
या कॉर्पोरेट वाले को तो अच्छी बात है भाई, शी ही इज और शी इज वर्किंग एक्स्ट्रा आवर्स.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
think the other thing is that we women, want to be perfect.
Hmm.
We want to do everything perfectly. We want to be a perfect housewife, we want to be a perfect mother, we want to be a perfect employee. All this perfectness also creates a lot of trauma,
Yes.
no?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is one thing I want to tell all the women, like, please don't run for being perfect.
Hmm.
That is nothing called perfect, right?
Absolutely.
You develop yourself. What I was 10 years back, I am very different today,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? My likes have changed, my food habits have changed, my
Yes.
colors have changed. The colors I used to love wearing, it has changed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So don't try to be perfect in all the molds, you know.
Hmm.
And that's what gives a lot of stress to women. I have
Yes.
to handle this also. I can't forget these things. I have to write it down. I can't do this. That person is not going to understand me. He or she will misunderstand me. What will I tell my boss? So always we are, fighting for the right, perfect me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that picture is very difficult.
It is. It
And
is.
I would,
I think impossible.
yeah. So I would say that, stop just living your life. I think women need to thrive in life, thrive in the jobs you do, thrive in the responsibilities we have, but just thrive, like, it's not, don't put everything on your head and stop living your life. Breathe, take a deep breath,
Very true.
and
This, I think,
yeah, this,
trying to be perfect is a killer. And this is something
yeah,
that women have to kind of come out of, because it's just an illusion. So
hmm,
let it be an illusion only.
yeah,
So
yeah,
coming to your workshops, all right, where
yep,
you are bridging IQ and EQ.
hmm,
So, like I said, your workshops focus on bridging
yeah,
logic with emotional intelligence. So tell me, how much of this work comes from your own lived experiences rather than just from theory?
So as I've been talking,
Hmm.
I am not very much into theory.
Okay. Hmm.
Why I'm saying it? Because when I left the corporate world, a lot of people told me that, get a certification done
Hmm.
and become a coach,
Right.
a life coach,
Hmm.
So a lot of companies are there. I said, no, that's not what I want to do.
Hmm.
I said, I want to now talk my experience, which is real time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I started to go and meet some of the companies, they had this demand that are you certified?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Right? I said 34 years of sales and marketing.
Hmm.
I want to know how many these coaches have the work experience.
Yeah.
Correct?
Hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was my beginning, and I'm a little bit of a rebel also. So
Hmm.
I said, no, I will only do for women
Okay.
because that's where my heart is, right? So my experiences, I talk about that there is going to be a bridge, otherwise it's not balanced.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And for me, what I really talk about is the connect.
Hmm.
The most important thing in any relationship, work or personal, I think the connect is missing,
Hmm.
right? The connect meaning you are saying something, but you don't even know about that person. How are you connecting?
Hmm.
And hence the EQ,
Okay.
right? Hence the EQ. I can say that, okay, I have done my MBA from here and I have studied there and all that. But EQ का तो कोई certification नहीं है ना,
Yeah. Hmm.
right? But that is where you are connecting.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to eat some food, you start salivating before you go to that restaurant because in your head you're already thinking
Hmm.
what you want to eat. It's giving you some kind of a joy.
Right.
For my workshops, I really talk about this connection, and I now know for sure there is no other authentic feeling to connect than the pain. Okay. So when I go deeper, and if there is something very hidden inside me, you, or anyone, which I don't want to share to the world so easily,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
but that's where you will connect, right?
So you are saying,
People will know, people will know your designation.
yes. Yes.
People will know what you're doing, but they don't know your deepest, darkest pain.
Yes.
Like for me, I see every woman because I always think of my mother.
Hmm. Hmm.
For my mother, the life has been struggle,
Hmm.
right? And why? Because of finances, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
She was not financially independent.
Hmm.
She
Hmm.
was dependent on my father. He was in the army. Army wives don't work,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
So I get very agitated when these young women they just want to have children and they don't want to work.
Hmm. Hmm.
I
Hmm.
have also seen women who got extremely good education and all that, but after marriage they don't want to work,
Don't want to. Right. Right.
right? And I have seen, I do have a small foundation in Uttarakhand.
Hmm.
I see these young girls are so full of dreams that they don't want to get married.
So see.
So they tell me that, Auntie, हमको दिल्ली जाना है.
Hmm.
They want to study more,
Yeah. 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 Hmm.
right? So I think that EQ and IQ are like twin flames.
Hmm. Hmm.
It needs to be, you know,
Ignited
ignited.
at the same time. And
Yeah.
so, what I understand is that you are saying that your personal struggles, your personal journey does play a very, very critical role in helping you, connect with the women, with the leaders you are now mentoring, right?
Sangeeta, it makes me authentic.
Hmm, right, right. Hmm,
Yeah. It
Yeah.
makes me authentic. It makes me real. I was very shy initially to talk about my pain journey or my childhood and all. But
Hmm.
now I don't.
Hmm.
I feel there is so much of pain, and pain is a big, क्या बोलते हैं, फेविकॉल,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? And I am very happy to be with people who are going through some challenges
Hmm.
in their lives.
Hmm.
I want to be with them, just stand by them,
Yeah.
not giving any gyan, but just to be with them
Yeah.
when they need me the most. Is uh, I feel good being with them.
Right.
It's not about grief or anything. It's just, it can be somebody who just lost his job or her job,
Whatever. Hmm. But just being
whatever.
there in times of stress, struggle,
Yeah,
turmoil, whatever.
yeah, yeah. So that is something which I talk about, and I like doing that.
Hmm. 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 So tell me, Mita, now many leaders, they think, they believe that they must be sorted themselves to lead. Now, what your journey taught you about healing while leading?
Yeah,
Hmm.
it does.
Okay.
That I told you that uh, when two people are in a relationship, yeah, whether it is husband, wife, brother, sister, colleagues, boss, and a subordinate, we are all in different types of relationships.
Hmm.
You know, how do you relate if you are in two different zones?
Yeah. Yeah.
So somebody either has to go up or
Right.
somebody has to come down,
Hmm.
right? To understand the other person,
Hmm.
because that is what is communication,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right? The communication has to start, whoever is starting, but it has to be received also at the same platform,
Yeah. 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 Hmm.
especially in relationships,
Hmm.
right? There are very, very few leaders who are fearless about their chair.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
Most leaders are so fearful that they don't even want to discuss a problem,
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
you know. So I think relatability, common ground is very important.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and hence the understanding of that human being that you are talking to.
Hmm.
See, there are a lot of people who communicate, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
either they are talking at you or they are talking to you.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
different, right? So
Yeah.
I can put down somebody by talking at that person.
Hmm.
That's what many bosses do because
Yeah.
they think superior.
Yeah. 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 Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. So वो कैसे होगा ये communication?
Hmm.
How can he or she build a team which is going to support his vision or the company's vision when you are not even aligned,
Yes.
right?
पर ये समझना
So
पड़ता है. I don't think every boss even wants to understand it.
you don't want
Even want
to
even want to align. They just want to kind of just make the
hear
person
business.
something, business, numbers. Okay.
Yeah. Very transactional.
Yeah, yeah.
Very, very transactional. Yeah.
So tell me, if you were to look at yourself
Hmm.
over the years, how do you think your definition of strength has changed from that corporate world to now where you are in the space of transformational coaching?
Hmm. Well, let me think what I want to say.
Hmm.
uh, well, firstly, the strength comes the first part when you are doing your job, etc. Early years, the
Hmm.
strength does come from your education.
Yes.
The strength comes from your family values, right?
Hmm.
Strength comes a lot from your family support,
Right.
right? Then comes the midsection of your career where you think you have learned a few things,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know, so then you can voice your opinion, etc.
Hmm.
So I think my learning, starts when my learning started when I came to know my own strengths,
Hmm.
which is I am good with people because I keep my word.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I became trustworthy. So that was my strength.
Right.
And I did do this exercise with some of my colleagues, sometimes that, how do you see me?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So they told me that, oh, Meeta ma'am, I think you come across very caring. So that again became a word for me,
Right.
caring.
Hmm.
I related to. So who I was basically like a caring person. My emotions kind of rule my intelligence sometimes.
Hmm.
And but my spiritual quotient nowadays has kind of, grounded me.
Hmm.
Um, as my strength, I think I believe in action of people,
Hmm.
not just spoken words.
Right. Right.
I don't. Like when I say something, I should do that.
Yeah. Hmm.
So the strength comes from my actions.
Yes.
My strength comes from what I have understood about what I want to do. My strength comes that I have lived away from fear for a long time. I used to deal with fear. I used to work with fear.
Hmm.
Fear of losing the job, fear of losing the money. So gradually that fear went away.
Right.
And now I lead with a lot of faith.
Hmm.
My strength is now my faith that if I have not done anything wrong to somebody, I am taken care of. you
Wonderful.
know so so that is the strength that I feel I can live with rest of my life.
Wonderful. What a beautiful evolution. I mean, coming from, the stage where you said, strength comes from your education and your values to now, where you're talking about people viewing you as someone who's caring, who's responsible, who's there, and the spiritual part. So it is a beautiful journey. And see how you
It
have
is.
self transitioned.
Yes.
So finally, Mita, if you could speak to your younger corporate self today, what would you
Hmm.
tell her about intelligence, emotions, and self worth?
Well, I will say perhaps, hey girl, you deserve the best.
Wow, wow, yes. Hmm.
You deserve all the abundance. Go live your life without fear.
Yes, so important, so important.
Yes,
I think
that's what
every young girl should be told this, that you can live your life fearlessly. Follow your
Hmm.
dreams, follow your heart. Don't just go by what the world is telling you. Understand yourself to do what you really want to do. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So, Mita, while we've come to the end of the conversation, we still have the rapid fire round, which is five quick questions, five quick answers. So I can see you're actually ready for it. All right.
Yes. Ask me.
So I'm asking you. All right. The first
Yeah.
one. One habit that keeps you grounded even on busy days.
Prayer.
Wonderful. Of course. All right. Second one. One thing people would be surprised to know about you outside your work.
That I love Shah Rukh Khan.
All right. We all do. All right. Okay. The next one. A leadership skill you wish was taught earlier in your career to you.
Compassion.
Hmm. True, true. All right. Next. A word your friends use to describe you that has nothing to do with leadership or coaching.
Fun time.
Ah, okay. All right. You believe in having that. And finally,
Yes.
one small joy that instantly lifts your mood.
Music.
Oh, lovely, lovely. So, see, a holistic personality wanting to, how should I say, derive joy out of every little thing, whether it's a movie, it's an actor, it's a hobby, whatever. So, that does make you a very, very holistic person yourself. So, Mita,
Hmm.
thank you so much for being on the show. It was absolutely wonderful and, how should I say, very refreshing. You made me think about a lot of things. I mean, what you said about, upbringing and about the values, understanding people, how EQ, IQ, they have to be taken together. You cannot have one without the other. And trying to do that is actually only, that's just one part of the puzzle. The missing piece is EQ, which we need to fit in. How beautifully you explained. And it is so wonderful to see your transition from a young corporate
Thank,
professional to a coach now. So thank you once again. Thank you so much for being
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much.
here. Welcome.
Have a wonderful day.
You too. You too. Thank you for tuning in to the About Her show. If you enjoyed this episode, there's plenty more from where that came from. Our previous guests have shared some amazing stories, so be sure to catch up on past episodes. To keep up with our inspiring conversations and to never miss an update, hit subscribe, rate, review, and share the love. Follow us on social media for some great content, and don't forget to check out our website www.aboutherbysangeeta.com for stories that resonate, inspire, and empower. Know a remarkable woman or an inspiring man blazing a trail? We'd love to hear from you. Drop us a note at web.abouther@gmail.com and let's bring their story to life on the About Her show.